Hi, it's Bridgette. Another inspired audio in our Within series. Unconditional. We're going to talk about this today. We're going to ignite within you this concept of all of the conditions that you've been living in prior to this point. Expectations, roles, standards of living, through busyness, through work meetings, through school and educational requirements, through relationships that you have with your children, with your friends, with your parents, with others, with the community and volunteerism, and all of the conditions that you have become accustomed to. Here and now, they're wiped out, aren't they? At first we thought they just simply changed in this year of 2020. We thought, oh, there's a change here. We're taking a break. Everyone's on hiatus for a month or two. And turns out that that was not the case. That the conditions were not put on pause, but they were blown out of the freaking water. And now you are truly being asked, invited? No, probably forced into a place of uncondition. We have been taught of this concept, this idealistic concept of unconditional love, unconditional acceptance. What does that really mean? Well, now you're going to find out. Because the unconditioning of us as a society is occurring. And it does create havoc. It does create some chaos. Any change process does this. If you jump into the storm externally, you are missing out on the internal opportunity to unconditionally be within yourself. Oh, some of you are saying, but I don't like myself all that much, or I don't really know myself. Well, now's the time to get to know yourself, and now's the time to shift and change your perspectives about the things that you haven't liked about yourself previously. Some of the things you don't like about yourself, some of the conditions you've placed upon yourself, are things that may have been placed upon you that you just simply accepted as a condition, unconditional acceptance of what someone else believed that you should do for your life, whether it be career, who you should marry, how many children you should have, or where you should live, etc. These conditions are now gone. And yet you're still living. We are all still living out our previous conditions. Now's the time to unconditionalize ourselves within, and that starts within. Within doesn't mean withdraw from everybody else, stop doing everything. That's not what within does not mean quit. It does not mean give up. Within means be. Get in to yourself and be with yourself. If you don't know who you are, take some time, write a letter, interview yourself, ask yourself some questions and respond as though you were interviewing somebody different. Pretend that you are interviewing your present self and you are your future self interviewing your present self. Or ask your spirit. Allow your soul, your sweet soul within your intuition, your spirit, to be your spirit guide, and interview your spirit as a guide for you and ask about yourself. Get to know yourself as though you were a stranger. Do this now. Practice unconditional connection to yourself, unconditional acceptance of whatever silliness comes out of that experimental experience. Practice unconditionalizing you. We are releasing patterns, we're releasing cycles, we are changing within. If we allow ourselves the time to do that now, do not ignore what's the great moment of change within you is here, right now. Externally, it's just distraction. Let the world turn and move and change. And if you are parts of those pieces of the great changes that are going on all around us in our landscape of society, that's fine. You can still contribute. You can still be part of, but do not let any one movement, any one belief system, any one governmental structure or religious structure or any kind of structure in an educational system, in a corporate world, or a nonprofit world define you. You are a service to those things, but they do not define you. Remember when we were defined by our jobs and our careers and what we did, or what kind of education we had, or who we married? Do you remember those days? It's time to unconditionalize. And unconditionalization starts within. Within you, here and now. Start with that little experiment. That little interview process that I suggested with your spirit. Act as though your spirit is a spirit guide, a person that you're interviewing. Or if that feels a little too woo-woo for you, you can step in to your present self and ask. Ask yourself. You can use your future self reflecting on your present self, or your present self reflecting on your past self, however that works for you intellectually. If you need to do it in your mind, if you need to do it in your brain, you can make it work for you. It's simply a suggestion, a starting point to get to know yourself, to be with yourself within. Don't be afraid to get to know yourself. Don't be afraid of who you are. Unconditional acceptance, unconditional love, you will find within. So this is Bridgette. I hope you're enjoying these audios that I'm sharing with you on this series Within, designed to inspire your spirit, to fill you with hope, to encourage you to live your life. It's your life after all, so you live it. Live it from within.